Hey there, Geometry Cats. Today we are looking at 2.1c. We're going to be doing conditional statements and inverses, converses, contrapositives, all the fun stuff. Alright, this is some heavy computer programming type jazz that we will be trying to do today. First off, we need to know what is a conditional statement. Well, a conditional statement is any statement that can be written in if-then form. Okay? And we're going to write it as P then Q, because P implies P implies Q. So that means, like, I could say, if you are a Lions fan, then you are full of disappointment. Okay? So it's true, then Q will happen. Okay, P gives rise to Q. You guys might have done this before when you're forming hypotheses. You make them an if-then statement. Okay? Now, that's why I said that, because the hypothesis is your P. Hypothesis, P, hypothesis. I don't know what I'm saying. That's your if. If P, then Q. Okay? If P, then Q. The conclusion is the phrase after the then. The Q. So if P, then Q. If hypothesis, then conclusion. Aight? Aight. That's great. Alright, that's good. Whoever said that. Alright, let's do an example. Let's say if you live in Nashville, then you live in Tennessee. What's the hypothesis? What's the conclusion? Okay? So my hypothesis is my if statement. So you live in Nashville. Oh, howdy, I love it down here in Nashville. Alright, sorry. The then is my conclusion. That's you live in Tennessee. Because if you live in Nashville, then you do live in Tennessee. You're the only Tennessee. Alright. We might do another one of these. Tomorrow in class, I reckon. Alright. Let's make a conditional of a non-conditional statement. So let's say I make this statement. How can I change this to be an if-then? An obtuse angle has a measure greater than 90 degrees. So I'm just going to kind of go in order. I'm going to start with if an angle is obtuse. If an angle is obtuse, then it is greater than 90 degrees. My conclusion. Alright. Are we good? Are we great? Are we okay? Alright. I'm going to move forward a little bit. Now, if we have conditional, we can switch them up sometimes. Alright, again, this is a computer programming thing. Heavily used in computer programming. It's the beginning of logic. It's the beginning of writing good definitions. It's a lot of stuff. So, I'm going to give you some advice. So we have this inverse, right? Inverse is the reverse of a condition. Or no, inverse is the not. Do you see how there's an N in there? Think about this as the not one. Okay, this is formed by negating the hypothesis and conclusion. And remember, to negate, we're going to add not. We're going to make it the reverse. Okay, or with remove a not. If there already is a not, you'd say not, which is no not, right? It would just be is. We're going to write that by saying not P, then not Q. All right? All right. The converse is the reverse. So the converse is the reverse. Okay? That's formed by flipping the hypothesis and the conclusion. So if we originally had P then Q, now we're going to do Q then P. Okay? Now let's say the inverse and the converse decide to get married and have a baby. Contrapositive is going to be if we do both. We're going to negate and flip the hypothesis and conclusion. So we're going to do both to it. All right? We're going to flip it. So it's going to be Q then P. And we're going to negate it. So we're going to put a negate sign in front of both, right? Okay? So we're going to do both. It's a combo. Okay? All right, y'all, we got time for one example. So let's do it. All right. So if it is Saturday, then there is no school. So I have a hypothesis and a conclusion. So the first thing we're going to do, so this is my P and this is my Q, right? My P is my if, my Q is my then. So this is true. Agreed? This statement's true. In our school district, if it's Saturday, then there is no school. So the inverse means we're going to go not P, then not Q, right? So if my P is it is Saturday, my not P is it is not Saturday. So if it is not, negate it, Saturday, then we're going to do not Q. There is not no school. So remember, there's not no school would mean that there is school. Now, is that true? If it's not Saturday, then there's not school. Well, what about, so if it's not Saturday, it could be Sunday. And Sunday, there is not school, so that would be false. All right? Now let's talk about the converse. I'm going to try to go relatively quick. Converse, we're going to switch our Q and our P, right? So my Q is going to go first. So I'm going to say if there is no school, then I'm going to put my P second. The P was Saturday. Then it is Saturday. Now, just like for the inverse, it can be Sunday, so there's no school, but it's not Saturday, it's Sunday. So I'm going to say that's false. I got a hint for you. These two always have, your inverse and converse, always have the same truth value. If one is true, the other is. If one is false, so is the other. One can't be true and the other false. Now, contrapositive. So I'm going to flip them and add not. Or I'm going to switch the inverse in a way. So I'm going to take my inverse and flip it. Take my inverse and flip it. So if there is school, then it is not Saturday. All right. Now, is that true? This contrapositive always has the same true statement as our original. Because if there's school, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, right? Most time. So we know for a fact it can't be Saturday, which is what this says, so that's true. All right. We're going to do some more of these in class. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great